Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Screaming Closet one-off. My name is Flutter Priest, and we're going to take a shot at a free game on Steam. Now, there are some pretty high ratings on this, but I'm not really sure. Steam doesn't always have the best track record for, games that are good. So, why don't we give this a shot, see what can happen, see what will happen, and give a shot at this game. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt, and your cow is sick. Oh God, it's a whatchamacallit, it's a visual novel. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day, you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You're going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Let's go to the crops. A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away and time is running short. Follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. Go into the cave. There's a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. Go further, I guess. Jesus Christ! Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you made a terrible mistake even thinking that something helpful can be in here. Run away. The moment you turn to run, the bear roars with a deep growl, shaking the loose stones about the cave. All you can think about is making it back home in one piece. Well, you make it to the trail, then the bear catches up with you, tackling you to the ground. You scream in pain as the bear rips you apart. Your adventure ends here. Well, shit. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's go in the house, I guess. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this might be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Reading your journal. Dear Journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethann is also doing quite well, never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment? Well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke one night to a foul smell I've never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city to see what this is about. Let's check the chest. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you have anticipated. You close the chest. Lay in bed. You lay in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of wind blowing outside against the grass. You begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything of it. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. The chants get louder as your vision grows more in detail. You reach towards the stone with your hand. As your finger makes contact, a clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away like dust in the wind. The particles flow into the stone, sapping the life from your body. You feel pain that you have never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. You suddenly see yourself laying in bed, never to wake up again. Your adventure ends here. Well, okay. That's that ending. Let's go back to the house. Clearly, this is going to be one of those games that you have to... Shit, that made me jump. You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Go to the crops. Follow the path. Actually, no, let's continue down the path. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Inspect the wagon. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice the key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow, from what you recall. Maybe he is home? Inspect the shack. You walk towards the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon you used on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. I'm gonna fucking die here. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man who used to dwell here. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can't hurt. Today's trading went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled most about, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently there's a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody's been able to catch any from here. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. These past couple of weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under, and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you have chills running down your spine. This probably is going to kill me, but let's check the trapdoor. There's a lock keeping it closed. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. Without thinking, you travel downward. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. You notice immediately there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place. Let's talk to the woman. You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there! Let me out of here! The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. What got you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me, even if I told you the truth. Something brought you here. Please, have mercy on me. This will probably kill me. You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. As her arms become free, she moans in pain. Oh, thank you so much. The woman struggles to regain her strength, but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns toward you. I will now do you a favor. What seemed to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock onto your arms. Energy flees from your body and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. It's unfortunate that your journey ends here. That's another death. Alright, so let's go to the crops. I didn't check the pen. Oh, God. Okay, that freaked me out. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. You Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as a growing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand there, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. Inspect the water. You inspect the water, looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, the black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. What happens if you take a mushroom? You kneel down to grab a mushroom. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores spray from the mushroom. Your hands begin to burn and melt as you observe them. Slowly, your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die. Eventually, after crawling about on the ground. Your adventure ends here. Okay. So, what is the story here? I can't do anything there because that all just straight kills me. Let's follow the path. Continue down the path. Let's continue on without doing anything. And cross the bridge. You feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under the tree to sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. I can take a nap or pick at the grass. And I bet one of these decisions is going to kill me. Alright, well, let's pick at the grass. That is the sound of picking grass, of course. As you pick at the grass blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, roots from below sprout from the ground to wrap around your legs. You turn around and see a large angry face looking back at you. Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of roots squeeze what air is left out of your body. Your adventure ends here. Well, how was I supposed to know there'd be an ent there? What's frustrating about this game, I have the ability to go back to the house? Okay, continue down the path. But I can't go back to the house once I see that. Weird. Like, I don't have the ability to go back to the house now. Continue down the path. Broken wagon. Continue on. Cross the bridge. And take a nap. Your eyes close and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you, and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where this trail splits into two paths. Which way will you go? Okay, well, one of these is going to kill me. Let's go left. After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there is some sort of trail that begins through the grass up towards a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Lise, I found this game on Steam, free to play, and it was very highly rated. And honestly, right now, I don't really see why. Which way do you go? I can go back to where the path split. I can follow the trail that's in the grass, or I can follow down the path. Let's go back to where the path split and go right and see if this is just straight death. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance, a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area of the walls around the property. Also of interest, there's a tree that has a hole carved into it. Let's inspect the tree. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You see something shining in the hole as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find 3 knobs, one on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. Oh, that's a puzzle. Let's check out the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. Nope, that looks like death. So let's go back to where the tree split. Go left. Follow the trail in the grass. Following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. Inspect. You approach the grave and look at the sword with intrigue. Before you can touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. You freeze before the apparition. The sword. May I have it? The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire the sword, free me from it. You slowly motion from the sword. Fool! Only something of pure essence can free me. A rare hope, like a flower found in darkness. Back away from the sword. Because I am definitely not pure of heart. Let's continue on. You pause to see that there's a lake nearby. The trail continues on to your right. Let's inspect the lake. Step near the lake and look down into it. Resting underwater is an orb of some sort sitting at the bottom of the lake. There's something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. Leave. Because I will definitely die. Continue along the trail. The faint trail comes to an end. There's this collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. Inspect the stone pillars. You stand before the large stones, arranged in the shape of a circle. The center is a stone that appears to be a slot of some sort of slaughter hole. No doubt about it, something's meant to be placed here. Seeing you can't do anything, you head back. Explore the field. You find yourself gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off into the distance. As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears is misspelled, out of sight before you can do anything. Surely the unique powers of a unicorn can help you with your quest, but there's clearly something wrong. If only there was a way to charm it. Well, I'm sure if I dive down into the lake, something's going to kill me. Let's go down the path. There's a well. You walk for some time to find an endless field of grass. There's a stone well. Inspect the well. Jesus Christ. You peer down the well. Other than the evident water at the bottom, there's a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you should go down and take the coin. No. That seems like a terrible idea. Continue on. Walking over hills of grass and grain, you reach the walls of Armor. Several times a year you come here to trade goods from the farm. You discover the plague has spread to your farm, has also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. Continue across. You've come a long way and don't desire to turn back now. You march forward into the tainted soil. Before you can realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soil. Darkness consumes you and your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain as you suffocate and die. Your adventure ends here. I'm getting an achievement every time I die, and it's frustrating. No, I don't want to go in the pen. Okay. Take a nap. Can I save? I can. Thank you, pencil. Let's go right. I honestly had no idea if I could save. Alright, gate. Enter. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. This is no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. There's a fountain with you with statues. I'm going to save here. No. Let's inspect the left statue. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, the other finger pointed up towards the sky. You feel it best to leave the statue alone. Before you stands an old angel statue that is broken in many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl, while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there is only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. Let's inspect the fountain. There's a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain as if it were calling for something. Let's enter the tower. You approach the door. As you reach the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. Okay. So, that's that area. Let's look at the tree and try pressing the knobs. This is definitely a combination. The knobs lock in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. Yep, it's definitely something that I'm going to have to learn. Go back. Go left. So one of these has to be not death. So let's try the well first. Grab the coin. You lean over the edge of the wall. There's no possible way you can obtain the coin by reaching for it. With this in mind, you turn and climb down the inner wall of the well. Take a few successful steps down, but your lock runs out. You misplate your foot and you fall. Tumbling about, your body clashes against the stone walls. With a single knock of your head, you lose all consciousness of your accident. With a splash, you fall into the water. Your body sinks effortlessly, and you drown without realizing it. Your adventure ends here. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so let's go down the trail in the glass. Just try brute force comboing it, at least. Oh, wait, you're right. If I can only choose 3, then it has to be a combo of 6. So let's press the knobs. Left knob. Right. Middle. Okay. Middle. Left. Right. Nothing. Try again. Middle. Right. Left. Nothing. Oh, balls. Wait, I can do middle, 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 though. Right. Left. Middle. Right. Middle. Left. Well, that's the 6. Okay. There must be some more logic to it than that. Like, it's possible that the game has some sort of logic in it that would only unlock it if you follow it properly. Okay, so I can't take that unless I have something pure. This was the only other thing I could directly think of. So let's try taking the orb. Yeah, there was a big fish that fucking killed me. So I guess I'm not surprised. So... what if I go to the unicorn multiple times? Okay. Inspect the stone pillars. I literally can't do anything there. Is there a map? Was that rarity? And no, there is no map, and it probably was rarity. Why don't I try taking the sword? Whatever, I'm gonna try taking it. Yep, I die. At least I'm getting all these sweet achievements. Alright, so I can't take it from the grave. I can't go... I can't go down this trail. Go back to the grass trail. Go back to where the path split. Go right. Go to the gate. Oh, this is really dumb. Okay, theory time. Okay, so the left statue has a 1 and the right statue has a 2. Yeah, pencil's totally right. And I don't know why my feeder isn't working today. For some reason, my chat feed just isn't working right now. I'm terribly sorry about that. But yeah, Pencil's telling me right now. You hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Everything goes dark and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way out, but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. Oh, wow. Literally a choice of 3. Okay, so I can go one of 3 ways. Let's go right. Passageway divides before you. Where do you go? Right. Passageway ends with a large enlarged mushroom sitting in front of you. A steady river of water flows between you and the mushroom. The mushroom will definitely kill me, so let's go back. Let's go left. You walk forward into the dark, unsure of what lies beyond. 2 paths again. Let's go right. You make your way forward and discover a large cavern. An old ship rests against the edge of the wake with debris scattered about the surrounding area. Sure, let's look at the ship. The air is chilling and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay too long. The possibility of discovering something that can help you drives you to explore. You climb aboard the ship, and as you take a moment to observe your surroundings, you are only welcomed by the trickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. You move about to see where you can go. Every footstep you take feels heavy as you hear the sound of wood cracking under your feet. You feel the ship has been here for quite some time. You explore under the deck of the ship. Nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to another, you come to discover a kitchen. Although there's nothing unique about it, you feel that you should take a moment to inspect it. Let's inspect the drawers. You pull one out after another, finding they have been emptied. Dust spreads about the air as you disturb their rest. Checking underneath, you discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You find that there are plenty of hardened rat droppings dotting the edge of the wall. Take the knife and hope so you can defend yourself with it. Holy shit, we got an item! Inspect the oven. You see a lone pot resting upon a dusty stovetop. You gaze downward and open the oven door. Nothing but ash fill the chamber. You close the door. Alright, move out. Continue your loweringly tour the ship, only to find that there is nothing of use or value. You make your way back to the deck and decide to continue your search. Again, you find nothing much but empty rooms, left to remain in dark solitude. You discover a door with fancy markings about the woodwork. Perhaps this is where the captain resided. You discover the room of the captain. Unlike other parts of the ship, everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rests an old wooden desk with papers and assumed belongings of the captain. There's a small bed off the corner of the room and some chairs in the other. You have a feeling deep down that you shouldn't take anything. Other than the lamp and other objects, there is a small stack of papers, in contrast to the lone paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the papers resting on the desk. Just in case. Stack of papers. Peering about the pages of this collective pile of documents, you realize that most of these are personal notes or journal entries. You pick a few and begin to read. Day 7, the voyage has gone quite smooth as we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the men are high as we anticipate the discovery of new lands that lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing, and together we move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. Day 66. It has been just over 2 months out at sea, and we have yet to discover anything new. We have suffered through many storms, and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my favorite crew have passed on to the next life. I see growing doubt in the eyes of my fellow laborers as our voyage continues day after day. Food rations have been cut in half and fears that we may have to turn back. I dare not let myself think of failure. Those men who have lost their lives, the sacrifices to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Day 91. It has come to roughly 3 months out here on the endless blue. In much pain, we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I hope we have a smooth journey back. The spirits of the crew are low and bitter due to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking of it. Truly, we did not intend for this to happen. Loan document. Notice to the crew. Due to our unexpected predicament, everyone is being split up into groups of 2 and 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we find a more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. Seeing that there is little left to see, you take your leave. The wood under your feet crackle as you exit the vessel. You make your way back to where the tunnel divides. Well, let's check out the mushroom, I guess. Oh, go back. Right. Wait, that was the ship? Left. No way, it fucking looped. It did not loop. Eventually, you make it into some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess is that it wasn't part of the initial design. You turn around to see a door. There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move on through the doorway. You find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn about to discover that in each direction there is a door. Boxes of supplies and debris litter the floor in the corners of the room. You notice that there are several markings on the doors and floor, some of which scare you. You've got a bad feeling about this place. Inspect the supplies. You find some rope in one of the boxes. It feels strong to the touch and has minimal wear. You take the rope. Oh, God. At least no, I'm not making a map. Shit, did I save here? You enter a small room with a large hole in the wall. There are other objects in the room, but none of them interest you. You move forward into the darkness. Holy shit! Does this just keep fucking looping? Go right. Go right. It's the mushroom. Okay, so it looped. Save. Let's check out the mushroom. Death. You walk forward in the mushrooms, there was nothing more than what meets the eye. Walking forward, you take a step into the water and to your dismay, your foot hits no bottom and you fall in. You reach to grab hold of the edge of the surface, but your body freezes stiff. You lose your sight completely as the chilling water sends your body into shock. Without any sense of touch or warmth, your lifeless body sinks into the darkness. Your adventure ends here. Yeah, no, I totally called that. Alright, go back. Go left. Go left. Okay. So we're back here again. Alright, return. Let's try going forward. Another right and left. Right. You hear the subtle echo of shifting rocks before you. An eye appears before you as its gaze pierces the darkness. Sweet. We have the Eye of Sauron, everybody. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst from the ground and grip your body. It pulls you about and you resist as much as you can. You remember the knife you have found and struggle to bring it out. With success, you hold the knife and begin to cut away at the appendages that bind you. The room vibrates as you cut, and the creature immediately leaves you alone. It takes you a moment to catch your breath. You come to a divide. Which way do you go? Holy shit. Okay, I actually solved a puzzle on accident. Let's go right. As your path comes to an end, before you shines a pillar of light. Some light rests on a corpse that seems to have been here for quite some time. Near the corpse stands a lone flower. For some reason, you feel hope enter your heart as you gaze upon the flower. Something special about the scene, but you can't put your finger on it. Perhaps it's best to leave in reverence for now. Well, there's the flower in darkness. Left. It looped. Again. Okay. Good. Left. Left again. Looped again. Okay, so there's got to be something in left, right. So we're here. Go through the doorway, and we're back in the basement. So, Save. Return. We went through... Which door did we go through? We went through the right door, I think. So we'll go through the middle. You enter a room full of metal cages. Before you is a hallway marked with questionable markings. Well, that's what markings are, buddy. You don't like the feeling you have about this place. Whatever was in these cages certainly did not like to be locked up. You notice that there's an animal in a cage on the left of the room, but from the dark stains of its fur, it is dead. You cautiously walk down the hallway, entering a room with 2 cell doors. Before you can do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look vicious, but one wrong move can certainly be the end of you. You pull out the knife and prepare for an attack. The dog reacts and starts to growl at you. The hound dashes at you and sinks its teeth into you. Even with the knife, you merely cut the beast before it knocks the knife out of your hand. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Your adventure ends here. Let's check out the left. Small room with a large hole in the wall. There are other objects in the room. None of them interest you. That must have been the one we did last time. So let's go right. You enter a small room. There's a cauldron in the center with wood resting beneath. There's nothing on the shelves, as if someone cleaned this place out. You look into the pot but find nothing in it. With nothing else to see, you exit the room. Okay. Inspect the supplies. We've already taken the knife. Enter the door behind you. You walk up the steps. You enter a large room. The air is polluted with dust, and a spider web cover the walls and ceiling. What should you do now? Holy shit, this is the tower. Okay. Go outside. Enter the tower. Okay, so leaving the tower actually stops us from going back in. And I just saved over it. Okay, door behind me. Save. Boom. Sweet. Okay, back to where we were. What should we do now? Far door. Door struggles to move, but you enter what appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick, and the room is a mess of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple items on the ground that could be useful. If nothing else, there's a key on the ground you have no doubt will need. Before you can even act, a large spider falls from above. You have no doubt it is hungry. Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. You pull out the knife and stab the spider when you can. Fortunately, the knife doesn't scare the spider, and it bites you with ease. You begin to lose all feeling over your body, and everything goes black. Your adventure ends here. So, let's go back. Clearly, that's instant death. So let's go upstairs again. You discover it looks to be a private library, and there's a passageway before you with bookcases on the right and left, and let's completely ignore the fact that on the ground is Twilight Sparkle's cutie mark. Let's browse the books. Take a moment to look at the books. Some of them catch your eye. Ooh, Lovecraftian things. Rituals of the Ancients. You flip around until something grabs your attention. Pillars of stone. Years before current times, there were unique religious practices that revolved around Stonehenge. It's said that these stones are lined up in a special way and often organized in a circular pattern. Organizing the stones this way unlocks an ancient power researchers have troubles understanding. In the middle of the circle would be a stone or two for the keystone to rest on. This is the great mystery of the ancient practice. From ancient records, it is written that the energies from the surrounding stones channel their power into the keystone. You stop reading because the next page of the book has been torn out. Deception by music. There's a bent page marking a section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to the instrument, but how the musician goes about playing a given instrument. There are some definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are a few instruments recommended. The harp is one of these recommended instruments. From vicious dogs to shy unicorns, the soothing voice of a harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for this simple trick, but it can mean the difference between life and death in some situations. That's definitely important. Forgotten power. Flipping through the pages, there's one in particular that has ink marking all over it. Raw energy is a powerful substance not to be trifled with. It is merely a myth that such energies exist. One of these One does not simply stumble upon a pillar of a godly power. Even if such a fate is yours, bare hands cannot contain the force. Must be bent and channeled into a specially crafted vessel to carry it. There have been accounts across time of individuals possessing such power. Although they pass away as sand, their relics of their power remain as powerful artifacts. So much power that nations around the world would fight for. Leave. Nope, I did the thing that I didn't click the book. Alright, go forward. You walk up the stairs, you pause, you notice a stone carving of a person that is attached to the wall. There's something odd about it, but you can't put your finger on it. With caution, you continue up the stairs. You enter a strange room with a large globe centered about the room. There are windows that let the light shine through. You notice that there is a chest resting against the wall to the right. You also notice that there's another passageway like the previous room. Save here. Let's inspect the globe. You study the globe attached to the floor surface. The craft is made of metal, and there's fine detail in the grooves. There are various markings and names scattered across the globe. It takes you a moment, but you find a marking where you are. Aramor. You notice that there are some hand-drawn markings within the area made with black ink. There must be something close, There must be something close by that has interested the author of these markings. Oh, there must be something close by that has interested the author of these markings. Duh. Okay, open the chest. Time to die. Oh, there's a lock. So we leave it alone. Alright, let's continue forward. Climb the stairs to find a wall ending your path. Above the end of the stairway is a hatch. Oh, good. Sure, let's open this hatch. You open the hatch and pull yourself up. You have made it to the top of the tower. Before you is a stone of power resting on an altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structure as if they were feeding on the energies of the stone. Your body begins to tremble as you stand before the stone. You definitely feel weaker standing up here, as if the stone is sapping away your energy. Leave the stone. With a broken neck, you struggle to live, only to die moments later. Okay, well, let's try destroying the stone. Or I just can't do anything here now, and this whole path is a dead end. You lose sight and feeling immediately as your hands become glued to the stone. Your life is strained from the body. Only bones remain to testify of your death. Your adventure ends here. Okay. So, go downstairs. Try saving, I suppose. What is there left to look at? I mean, I'll give everything another try. So the middle is to the dog, and I need to actually get, No, that wasn't what I wanted. Downstairs. So the center is the dog. And to the right is the cauldron. So let's to the left. And we're back here. So we need that flower in darkness to get the sword. Maybe we inspect the ship one more time. Inspect the oven. You see a lone pot resting upon nothing but ash. Okay, so there's nothing in the oven. I can try the mushroom again. Save quick before I... Death. Alright, so... Go back. Left. Left. Let's try straight again. I don't fully remember what happened when we go straight. So to the right is the flower. And then to the left is back to where we were. So left. And then to the right is the tower. So let's go left. And it loops. Okay, so maybe what we have to do is outside? Oh, we have a rope, so we can go to the well. Okay, door behind me. Upstairs. Go outside. Exit gated area. Wait. Oh, we've already pressed the knobs. We'll have to do the same thing again, though. The well. I'm trying to remember. To the left. Straight. Alright. So. Inspect the well. Number 3. Turn. Grab the coin. You pull off the rope you found earlier and fasten it to the well. Yes! Climb down and obtain the coin. You struggle to pull yourself out of the well, but you do so successfully. You take the coin and go away. You feel somewhat satisfied that you're 1 coin richer. So I have a coin. Now what the fuck do I do? Toss it into the well? Or throw it at the fish? I like the idea of the well. Okay, so we can't do the well again. Let's go back to the grass trail. Back away from the sword. Continue on. Alright, save here. Turn. Inspect the lake. Dive in. Fish. Fish kills me. We need to get the unicorn with a... with a harp or something. Coin isn't going to help us get to the city. So, go down to maybe the coin to Stonehenge, maybe? I'll give it a shot. Nope. Maybe we use the gold coin on the pirate ship. Go right. Save. There's also a fountain. Maybe you throw a coin into the fountain. Pull out the coin you found and toss it into the water of the fountain. The coin disappears with a subtle splash. The water then fizzles for a moment, then quickly returning to a lifeless state. Surely that must mean something. Well, I lost my coin. So, well, I can go back into the tower now. But I didn't get anywhere farther. Like, I don't have like an inventory system. I've got a save here. Far door goes to Spider Place, and Spider Place just kills us. Yes. So, think. Okay, Lise, I'll go up. There's here. Something odd about it, but you can't put your finger on it. Caution you move up the stairs. Globe room. Still a lock there. Nothing different with the globe. Flowers for the sword, so go get the flower. Yeah, but I tried taking the flower and I couldn't. Maybe it's because I didn't talk with the guy? Maybe that's the case. Maybe I had to do that in order to grab the flower. So, go to the left. Forward. Go to the right. Flower. Surely this flower must ease the pain of the scepter. You approach the flower and carefully pluck it from the ground. There's something special about this flower. Light continues to pierce through the darkness from an opening above. Surely this gives you some hope that all is not lost. Seeing that there's nothing else for you here, you turn around. Oh shit! We did it! Okay, so now we can go get the sword. Go left. Left. Right. Door behind you. Outside. Split path. Go left. Grass trail. Boom. Save first, just in case this game decides to bone me, because it has before. Ghost appears here. Without hesitation, you reach for the flower to give to the spirit. The spirit grabs the flower from your hand and you extend it to him. Feel a subtle breeze go by as the figure fades away with the flower. Faint whisper dances about the air. I am free at last. You feel a sense of relief within you and reach for the sword. You now wield this special sword. Okay, so we've got a sword now. This is progress. Continue on. Let's try the sword at Stonehenge. Because that was one of the first things I thought. Like a sword in the stone deal. Okay, no, that didn't do it. So maybe we use the sword to kill the spider. Sword on fish? Alright, I'll try the fish. Alright, save here. Inspect the lake. Dive in. Fish! Grab your sword and hold it close, point it at the fish. Fish swims at you with haste. As it gets in range, you thrust the sword into the top of the mouth. The sword penetrates and goes through the forehead of the fish. It struggles about in pain as blood filters through the water. You pull the sword out and the fish retreats out of sight. You doubt it will live long. With the fish no longer a threat, you make your way to the orb. Holding it in your hands, you feel it vibrate as if there were energy inside trying to break loose. This must be important. You exit the lake with the orb in your possession. You pause to see that there is a lake nearby, and the trail continues on to your right. So, we got the orb. Sweet. Progress. Return. Alright, so let's go back. Wait. What if we use the orb on Stonehenge? Yeah. Stone pillars. Place the orb in the slot carved into the center rock. The stones surround you and begin to glow. Light radiates and grows brighter. With a flash of light, your surroundings change. The ground is no longer grass. The newly discovered floor appears to be very old, as if crafted by somebody long ago. Rubble and stone appear at the edge of the platform, also hint that this is an ancient place. Looking onward at the end of the pathway, there is a fountain of light. There seems to be no beginning or end, an endless power that's steadily flowing. You're amazed at such a sight. Oh, shit. Let's leave. Because we'd probably die. So let's save. We're already on our 4th slot. Go back. Back to the path. Go right. Go to the gate. Enter the gate. Enter the tower. So, save. Let's kill the spider. Door struggles to move, but you enter what appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick in the mess of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple items on the floor that could be useful. If nothing else, there's a key on the ground, though no doubt you need. Before you can act, a large spider falls from the above. You have no doubt that it is hungry. Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. You pull out your sword and stab the spider as it lunges at you. Over and over again, you stab the monster. Each time it squeals in pain. The spider flees in darkness overhead. You hear it motioning about, possibly to strike again. You notice a key on the ground, close to your feet. Before much trouble happens, you grab the key and make for the door. So we got the key. The only thing that I'm super aware at the moment that is locked is the chest upstairs. So let's check that shit out. Yeah, Elise? Open the chest. Lock clicks loose and you open the chest. You notice a small wooden harp resting on linen cloth. Take the harp and close the chest. Progress. So we've got a harp. Browse the books. Deception by music. There's a bent page marking a section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to the instrument, but how a musician goes about playing given instruments. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are a few instruments recommended. The harp is one of these recommended instruments, from vicious dogs to shy unicorns. The soothing voice of a harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for this simple trick, but it is the difference between life and death in some situations. Okay, chat, pick for me. Do we go for the dog, or do we go for the unicorn? Honestly, they're both kind of closest. Well, Pencil wins because I love her. Oh, I didn't save. Fuck. With the harp in hand, you pluck the strings. The soothing calm comes over as you listen. The unicorn comes into view and stops before you. The unicorn glares at you, and you begin to hear a faint voice in your head. Human, have ear for my words. A great evil has gripped these lands and has rendered me powerless. You must find some way to stop it. I wish I could help you, but without my full power, I can do little. The fate of this land depends on you. Before you can speak, the unicorn turns and runs off again. You realize you are alone to complete this quest of yours, and it is no longer about saving your farm. You must save the whole land from the spreading darkness. You turn back as you question what you should do next. Well, okay. Well, since I'm here, let's try walking into the light and see ourselves die. Approach the light. Light entreats you and you walk towards it. Rays of light brush about you as they're seeking to break away from its home. You feel the energy flow into you and you struggle to contain it. The body begins to grow immensely and you burn from the inside out. You're blinded by the flow of power and you dissolve before it. Your body becomes disintegrated by the light. Your adventure unfortunately ends here. Okay. So, back. We have to tame the dog. Fuck. Back. To the right. Gate. Enter. Tower. Downstairs. And this is to straight. Dog. Large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look vicious, but one wrong move could certainly be the end of you. You pull out the harp and begin to pluck at the strings. The harp begins. Aww. He wags its tail. To your surprise, the beast walks away as if it were charmed by the harp. You never gave it much thought to how powerful music can be. Okay. Yes. Turn. Let's check the door on the left because it's closed. You open the door to find a skeleton positioned in the corner of the room. Too spooky. There is also a bed and some chains attached to the wall. You have no doubt this individual was locked up for quite a long time. Inspecting the skeleton, you notice a ring on one of its bone fingers. There's a faint glow of light emanating from the ring as if it were magical. You may find the ring useful. You take the ring and put it on with a perfect fit. Seeing there's nothing of interest here, you leave the cell. Check out the one on the right. You enter the cell on the right. You see a wooden table on its side, some debris on the floor, and a large hole in the corner of the room. Seeing nothing special, you motion towards the hole. You discover a passageway underground. Unfortunately, all you can see is fallen rock blocking the way, though. Seeing as there's little you can do, you go back to where you came. Alright. So, we have a ring. We have a lot of things. Let's go back to the globe, I suppose. The ring could help contain the light. Nothing. Books. See if there's anything new. Rituals of the Ancients. Pillars of Stone. Yeah, this is Stonehenge. Forgotten Power. Raw energy is a powerful substance not to be trifled with, as it merely exists myth. Especially crafted vessel. They're relics. So it seems like the ring helps me with the pillar. That's what it seems like to me. Exit. Left. Down path. Wait, wrong. Wrong. Go left. Continue. Continue. Just to be safe. We'll save here. Stone pillars. Alright, approach the light. The light intrigues you. You walk towards it. Rays of light brush about you as if they're seeking to break away from its home. You remember the ring you have found and point it towards the light. Your hand trembles as the light flows into it. Before you can think, the ring begins to burn and you stumble back. The light shines brightly from the ring. You notice a subtle warmth to it as you observe. You feel that you have accomplished what you must do here. You pick up the orb. Faint trail comes to an end. Pillars. Go back. Back to the grave. Go back. Back to where the path split. Go right. So, I think I'm 99% sure what we have to do now. So, considering that we have unlimited, like, ancient power or something, I'm assuming we have to go up and try to destroy the big crystal. You stretch forward and point your fist at the point. You stretch forth your fist and point the ring at the stone. You feel a resistance, as if the stone is trying to defend itself. You try to keep up hope and focus on the ring. A burst of light shoots out from the ring, penetrating the stone. You feel the very air shake about. The ground beneath your feet begins to vibrate. The ring becomes heavier to hold in place, but you know that it is working. You feel confidence and a sense of joy sweep over you. The light intensifies, nearly blinding you. The ground beneath you shakes violently as if the tower itself was trying to stop you. What little fear in you becomes powerless as you focus on your task. Everything goes white, blinding you completely. A weird sensation comes over you, and you feel as light as a feather. You begin to feel a tingling sensation all over your body as you hone your senses. Everything suddenly flees the feeling suddenly flees your body, and you find yourself motionless. Everything is cold, and your ability to concentrate begins to leave you. You open your eyes, witnessing what is left of the tower. You begin to feel something. Warmth, light. It is coming back. You lack the strength to talk as the unicorn comes into view. Light emanates from the horn on its head. All you can do is smile as the creature approaches. The light intensifies. You may have saved the land, but the unicorn has come to save you. Your adventure does not end here. And I guess that was the game. So, thoughts. This was a thing. It was a lot of trial and error. There was probably 2 genuinely difficult puzzles. Even then, like, they were kind of easy to figure out. I mean, as a point and click goes, it's solid, and it's definitely worth its price of free. The art is very nice. Making something like this wouldn't take a lot of effort to really do. It's not really horror, but it's very atmospheric. I hope Brad Moore went on to make more things. So I guess that's it. That's all I've got for this little one-off screaming closet, I guess. Not really a horror game, even though it was labeled a horror game on Steam. If you guys have any other free-to-play horror games that you think would be interesting to play, go ahead and leave a comment, and the Barcast will go ahead and review them and play them. Thanks for watching this thing. Have a good one, everybody.